This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Alternative Prime Minister exposes threats. Talks of addressing law and order issues. And Enga set for government services. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. The alternate Prime Minister and provincial member for East Sepik Province, Alan Bird, in a statement confirmed that since his nomination, he has been advised by a deputy police commissioner that his life is under threat and they are monitoring any situation that might be escalated.
In the statement released, the alternate Prime Minister stated that since his nomination, he has been advised by a Deputy Police Commissioner that his life is under threat and they are monitoring any situation. Bird stated, and I quote, "I am informed by senior government ministers that my phones have been illegally tapped. I am told by reliable sources that various state institutions have been instructed to find anything illegal on me and charging me and arrest me. All the apparatus of state have been put on full alert to hunt down the most dangerous criminal in PNG. His name is Alan Bird." However, Mr. Bird stated that he is not the enemy and outlined that PNG, by all indicators, is a failing state and that should be the enemy focus, highlighting on the indicators of a failed state: security gap, a state that is unable to guarantee the safety and security of its citizens; capacity gap, a state that is struggling to provide services to its people; legitimacy gap, a state where the election of its leaders is called into question; poor governance, corruption and nepotism; prolonged economic crisis; extreme inequality. Bird further stressed that he hopes leaders find the wisdom, the courage and the will to meet the 6 main enemies head-on, because this is what the country needs. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
The change in police commanders announced recently was slammed by a number of leaders in various provinces. The change also leaves certain provinces without a police boss and has prompted leaders to raise concerns.
The reshuffle in police command has prompted leaders to raise concerns. Amongst the leaders was the governor for Western Islands Province, Wairarapa, who have expressed disappointment towards the swap in command that saw the Western Islands PPC sent to NCD, while NCD Met Sup takes on the role in the Western Islands Province. Governor Rapa stated that the former PPC have collaborated very well, that the province has been taken care of by the law enforcement forces as well as the leaders and the citizens of the province. Rapa then made an appeal to the commissioner to revoke his appointment and let the PPC remain. The Central Governor, Rufina Pita, has expressed her shock and dissatisfaction on the decision made by the Police Commissioner, David Manning, to transfer the former Central Provincial Police Commander, Laimo Asi, to a lower-level command position. Governor Pita added that these changes will impact the peace reconciliation process that she initiated in her province, highlighting it as very crucial. Sharing the same sentiment was the governor for East Sepik Province, Alan Bird, who have stated that the province's high-performing PPC just got demoted and transferred to Hela Province, and his province no longer has a PPC, labeling it as a political punishment that is already on foot and that he will have to start again to rebuild police forces. Adding on, in a statement, the autonomous Bougainville government does not recognize the appointment of Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Wagambi Jr. as Deputy Chief of Police in the Bougainville Police Service, stating that the appointment is not constitutional and in breach to the Bougainville Peace Agreement. ABG President Ismail Toroma reminded the national government that Mr. Wagambi's appointment to the Bougainville Police Service by RPNGC Commissioner David Manning is neither welcome nor recognized by the autonomous Bougainville government. He stated that the Bougainville's regional member, Peter Siamalili Jr., is the Minister for Police in the national government and is expected to be aware of the legal ramifications of this appointment and will do what is right by the ABG and the people of Bougainville. He further stressed that he is dissatisfied with the manner in which the national government has yet again usurped the role of the autonomous Bougainville government in implementing the parameters of the Bougainville Peace Agreement. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
The Executive Director of PNG Institute of National Affairs, Paul Barker, said the progress of addressing law and order issues in PNG relies on partnership efforts between the national government and the local level government in the communities.
Mr. Barker stated that disciplinary force will play its role in the country, but an effective partnership between the locals and the government is needed to solve the tribal fights and other related violence in the communities.
You need to build up the police and the security systems, but it needs to be in parallel and coordinated with effective systems of local level government and local community policing and linked through to government systems and trust.
He also shared that PNG needs to have a vibrant economy to sustain everyone's need.
If you have conflict, you're not going to get economic activity. If you're going to have economic activity, it will create jobs and opportunities. So you've got to sort of get out of a downward drift. I mean, PNG, around this region, we've got all these countries with major tourism developments, Fiji and Vanuatu, in Indonesia, Philippines, Australia, and so on. PNG misses out on that opportunity.
Mr. Barker further added that a level of peace and security is needed in PNG for economic activities to occur with more investors coming into the country.
You need economic activity that's got small to medium enterprises, larger enterprises, and larger enterprises still to do partnerships and so on, provide opportunities for young people. But it does require that level of peace and security for it to occur.
He concluded that churches are the leading players when it comes to addressing law and order issues in the communities. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Progress of a peace agreement is in works in regards to the Wapenamanda tribal fight in Enga province. Sir Peter Ipatas gave an update on this today in Port Moresby. Following the ongoing fight in the Wapenamanda district in Enga province, a negotiation of a possible peace mediation is expected.
So after our attempts in the province have failed, we have now got the commissioner and, of course, our provincial administrator and his team in Moresby to talk to tribal people in Port Moresby. Basically, after realizing that the fights in Wapenamanda are supported by people living in Port Moresby. From this morning's briefing, I see that there's been very good progress, and I encourage the leaders of these warring tribes to continue to search for peace. There is no winner in these tribal fights.
Sir Peter further elaborated.
Obviously to the valley, And I'm also happy that the United Nations and other private organizations are now coming into Enga to assist to progress peace, and also they are there to assist in trying to revive services for the...
Sir Peter stated that it is incumbent on the people instigating the fights to stop these acts.
That normally attends to big tribal fights, and the security forces have not been able, the people themselves, to own up and stop this fight.
Meanwhile, veteran governor of Enga Province, Sir Peter Ipatas, gave an overview of the Enga provincial government budget at an estimated cost of over 700 million kina. On that, he spoke on the projects which the provincial government is funding for this year. The Enga Provincial Assembly in late January 2024 has passed its budget on focused priority areas. The theme of this year's budget is building the foundations for sustainable economic growth or development. Sir Peter emphasized on two major projects, the innovative University of Enga and Enga Provincial Hospital.
We'll take a good chunk of our capital works budget, which would be around 30 to 35 million kina this year.
Sir Peter states that an estimated cost of 21 million kina is allocated to complete the hospital infrastructure.
Our new provincial hospital, which is expected to start operations in August this year, we will spend another, I think it is about 21 million kina this year to complete some of the ongoing infrastructure at the hospital.
Another key area is the SME sector.
100 million kina on business or SME, which will be funded 100% by the national government through its arrangement with us on the program mine project. We have already received 40 million kina, and we anticipate to receive another 60 million. So all in all, we will be assisting our people either through direct grants, or another option that we are looking at is to creating another credit facility or a small bank to disburse this 100 million. So that is an ongoing revolving fund. So
law and order will be seriously eyed on by the provincial government.
This year there's an allocation of 20 million kina to mitigate law and order issues in the province.
Other areas of service delivery were also highlighted.
I must also add that we are also going to support the University of Papua New Guinea with the medical faculty who have students studying at our Compium Baptist Hospital for their final year. Last year we had 7 students studying in Compium. This year we have 6 students, and those students need to be supported, so we will also be assisting them with allocation of a vehicle to support.
National EMTV News continues after the break with more stories. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. Governor for Central Province, Rufina Peter, embarks on the importance of integral human development, highlighting it as the top priority area and urged for leaders to start on spiritual foundation for the next 50 years.
Governor for Central Province stressed that integral human development is the first priority, and the foundation has to be spiritual aspect for a positive change.
From the interventions I'm saying, you can already see that we are doing the spiritual aspect of things, the cultural aspect of things, and the physical aspect of things. You cannot do it any other way. You have to bring all those components together. And, the foundation has to be the spiritual aspect on which we build. And so that's the way we've done our interventions, with looking forward in the longer term, looking at the bigger picture.
The Central Provincial Government has funded PNG Council of Churches with 20,000 kina this year to address not only law and order issues but other community development program for Central Province, especially for youths. The provincial government has also funded 1.5 million kina for peace and reconciliation program.
I'm hoping this year we have allocated funds for the rollout of the peace and reconciliation for the rest of the 4 districts. And this time we'll give it to the churches, because the churches are well established in the coastal provinces. They can take up this initiative and roll it out, and how they prepare their constituents in the 4 districts, in the coastal districts.
Governor Peter said the provincial government expects to see 80% implementation of its budget in 2024.
For now, like last year by October we had only implemented 40 to 45% of the budget, 2023 budget. Unacceptable. This year I want to see that by October we should have dispersed or implemented 80% of our budget, of 2024 budget. And that's where it matters. It's not about everything I said, it's about the implementation of it. We can plan well and all of this, but if the implementation doesn't happen, we're just talking. We're all just talking. The thing is that the money is already budgeted.
Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Shadow Minister for Bougainville Affairs, Sepuka Temu, has cautioned the Marape and Pangu-led government not to take the Bougainville ratification process lightly, and urged Prime Minister James Marape and his Minister for Bougainville Affairs to convene an urgent meeting between the 2 governments. Sepuka said that the government's inability to ratify the referendum results last year goes against the understanding set out in the Erakone Covenant and the roadmap by both the autonomous Bougainville government and the government of Papua New Guinea.
Sepuka said that Prime Minister James Marape and the Minister for Bougainville Affairs need to come out clear on when they will ratify the referendum results in Parliament, and gave the assurance that they will not fail on their part of the agreement, stating that the ratification is the responsibility of the national government and not the ABG's. He stated that the people of Bougainville did their part by peacefully conducting the referendum and engaging in meaningful dialogue with the national government on when to ratify the results. Sepuka stated that the Marape Pangu-led government has already failed their end of the bargain to ratify the results in 2023, and they are continuing to fail the people of Bougainville by delaying their decision on when the result will be ratified. He added that with the ABG presidential elections set for next year, the people and the leaders of Bougainville are running out of time. Sepuka stated that James Marape is in fact the post-referendum prime minister. It is his leadership that will coincide with the future of Bougainville, and he must not take that status lightly. Temu also appealed to the 4 Bougainville MPs in government to critically assess if Prime Minister is not doing doing all he can in his powers to fulfill the results of the referendum. Sepuka also stated that he will be requesting to meet with President Orama to formally discuss the opposition's alternative policies and position regarding Bougainville as the shadow minister. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke has emphasized on the importance on land availability for oil palm projects in some parts of the country. He made a statement in a recent interview in Port Moresby. One of the major issues faced by this ministry is land acquisition for new oil palm projects. Minister Maneke placed an emphasis on having programs under the Lands Department to facilitate land acquisition.
The program still stands. We need to facilitate programs under the Lands Department to facilitate land acquisition. So the land in the country is a very serious problem, and it's been hindering new developments in the country. Though we want to develop new areas in agriculture, but the only problem is the land, and that is the approach now. The government is funding the land acquisition program under lands, and we will cooperate or coordinate with lands and make sure we access some areas.
He further elaborated on the extension programs into customary land in oil palm provinces in the country, one of them being Central Province.
We also want to see that extension programs into customary land must be in East Sepik, West Sepik, in Oro, and we also see the trial areas that are now done in Central Province, and we have massive land there, and they've already started. The company involved here in Central already planted some acreages, and we can only see to them, approach them, and see how best we can guide them towards accessing into customary land and develop more areas. I think the project in Central Province will be a very good project for.
Maneke emphasized on equity partnered projects and stated one of the key concepts that can be used.
On investment funds, meaning that yes, if we invite developers coming into the country to see to new areas, then we have to have our equity as a government in those projects and partner them so we can be able to see new project areas develop in the country. And the concepts that are to be used, one is the now nucleus program developed in Oskins and Biala, so is in Poponeta, whereby the developer, the milling company, is stationed in those project areas and have certain number of acreages to develop, and same time extend into demarcated blocks for smallholders.
The momentous birthing of MV Pomio 2 at the beachfront of the Momosi Yana Elegy office at Palmalmal was met with eager anticipation from a vibrant crowd, culminating in a joyous celebration recently.
The occasion was graced by Prime Minister James Marape and distinguished guests from the East New Britain provincial government, led by Governor Michael Marum and Pomio MP, Elias Kapavore and others. During the event, Prime Minister Marape announced 4 million kina funding and encouraged people to get into agricultural activities such as growing oil palm and cocoa. He said first half of the 2 million kina will go towards maintaining MV Pomio 2, where buyers can easily get around buying agricultural produce from local people at higher price. Prime Minister said the government has freight subsidy and price support programs, hence wants the people to sell their produce at a higher price in Pomio than taking their produce and selling at a lower price in Rabaul, Kokopo or elsewhere. Prime Minister Marape said the funding is part of the national government's freight subsidy and price support. This is to promote small to medium enterprises to enable the growth of local economy through the creation of employment and putting money into the hands of the people. The remaining 2 million kina will go towards supporting the vessel in freight subsidy and making an appeal to the people of Pomio to get into productive activities like fishing, agriculture and cocoa production. The ship MV Pomio 2 will be transporting passengers, cargo, goods and services, including agricultural produce from the district to the designated market. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Women of Gordon's Market vendors has celebrated 3 years of accessing banking services with the Women's Microbank since its establishment of their office at the Gordon's Market in Port Moresby. They took the time also to celebrate International Women's Day on Friday, the 8th of March 2024. Sellers of Gordon's Market turned up in numbers to celebrate International Women's Day with Mama Bank. These women are from the informal sector, where most of them are active members of Mama Bank. Representing the Gordon's Market vendors is Sana Dakopa, who elaborated on the purpose of the event.
Since this office am open, na Mama Bank am come, na market open, na mipla market, mipla no gadwan pla idea. Lokisim long, SME am Olman Mary got cargo, so SME totally am out. Gordon's Market vendors, mipla start work one time. Women's Microbank, lo side belong economic empowerment. Mipla all mama all vendors, mipla all village mama, mipla settlement mama, mipla garden mama, mipla no sabe, lo one em something em SME. From 1975 coming up now 49 years of Papua New Guinea's independence, mipla lost lo chankol, but lo believe lo mipla all mama sanapia. Also sab lo mipla informal economic na market table mama na garden mama. Mipla and backbone blow this la country.
MAP coordinator for the Gordon's Market Mama Bank office, Gina Galena, emphasized on the importance of the bank's role to the women members since its establishment in 2021.
So far, some data we captured for the last 3 years. We have a customer base of 400 plus. New customers, 400 plus. Under the project itself that we started with the mothers at the Gordons, we have already issued 9 group loans to the mothers. They've been repaying them. They've been, some of them already completed. Most of them, they completed the loan and they have graduated from this group loan and they've graduated to other loans which the bank have provided for them. SME loans, Mary Market loans, these are big loans that we give to the mothers. Some we assisted them, they've started their own taxi, they've built their own houses, they've run their own PMVs. So these are our mothers who we've graduated them from small loans and now they're getting big loans like SME loans.
With the theme Inspire Inclusion, they celebrate their commitment in the SME sector upon acknowledging International Women's Day. National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sport. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Capital Touch Football Association played its pre-season this weekend in preparation for proper season to begin next week.
The treasurer for Capital Touch Football Association, in an interview with Trukai Sports, highlighted that this weekend's pre-season is to prepare players for the proper season that is coming up next week. Mr. Agum gave an update on today's matches.
For this year, the competition pre-season has started. We pre-season last week, commenced last week, and this week is the final pre-season. And the following week, we'll be having our proper season kickoff. So we're sending out message to other teams and clubs or new clubs who's trying to participate in this year's competition.
Estagane, Trukai Sports.
National Capital District Football Association played its pre-season today at the Sir John Guy Stadium in Port Moresby.
NCDFA Mets coordinator John Forova told Trukai Sports that the pre-season for this weekend involves both male and female teams.
There's already about 20 clubs involved in a pre-season. Some clubs have 2 teams, both men and women. Some have 3 teams.
Mets coordinator also gave an update on games played today.
The pre-season will lead up to the proper season. 4 weeks of competition in the pre-season, and then we continue on to proper season, which we will categorize our teams. But at the moment, we have teams in pools. In the women's pool, we have 4 pools with 4 teams each. It's about 20 teams.
Estagane, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region: Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Daru, some showers and possible thunderstorm. Kerema, some showers and possible thunderstorms. Alatau, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Popondetta, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. In the Mumase region, Lay City, partly cloudy with brief showers. Madang, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Vanimo, partly cloudy with few showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau and Kavieng, partly cloudy with few showers possible. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with brief showers. Kimbe, some showers and possible thunderstorm. Buka, partly cloudy with possible few showers. And in the Highlands region, all centers, some showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Sunday, the 10th of March, 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.